Thousands of Uber and Lyft drivers in cities across the country staged protests yesterday ahead of Uber's estimated $91 billion IPO. Drivers were calling for better wages and working conditions. According to a report last year from the Economic Policy Institute, Uber drivers make only $9.21 an hour on average. Here to talk more about this is Yahoo Finance's Adriana Belmonte. Adriana, wages for most workers have actually risen relative to inflation over the past several years. Has it been the same for Uber drivers?
Not really. So, no. I was talking to the economist who authored the report, and he said that while everybody else's have been going up, Uber's have kind of been going down or just not rising at all. And a big part of it is that they're in this competition with Lyft right now because Lyft just IPO'd, Uber's about to IPO, and it's all about reducing the fares for the passengers. But as a result, when you reduce the fares, you're also bringing down the rates for the drivers, and they're forced to work longer hours. And they're for a lot of them, there's a high turnover rate as well because they're just kind of not seeing more benefits to them than.
Well, and obviously the optics aren't very good, seeing these protests across the country. So have we heard from Lyft and Uber? What is their response?
So Uber gave a statement kind of just emphasizing how, they're offering these cash awards to their drivers, their incentives to kind of get more people. They said that, you can make up to $5,000 a month your first month driving, but they didn't really have a direct response to the report. They did refer to a study from Stanford professors that had said that between 2015 and 2017, they found that the average wage an hour was $21. But then when I asked the author of the report about that, he said that it's actually a little bit misleading because it doesn't factor in what he factored in, which includes vehicle expenses, health insurance benefits, and the Uber commission.
Well, this is kind of the bind that Uber and Lyft are both in, right? As they try to go public. The reality is their long-term game plan doesn't involve drivers. That's their road to profitability. In their filing, they actually say that driver incentives will be reduced and dissatisfaction is going to increase. So how do you reconcile the two? Because drivers may be upset right now, but Uber knows their push is towards self-driving cars, and eventually they won't have to worry about driver dissatisfaction.
That's a great question, and I think that's the question on everybody's minds right now. And the author of the report, Mishel, I was talking to him about that, and he said it's just not clear right now what the path to profitability is when you balance that with workplace satisfaction. He said that's the big elephant in the room right now with this IPO happening today.
Well, the path to profitability is no drivers at all, right? That seems to be what all analysts have pointed to say that's the long game.
And we're not quite there with self-driving cars either. We're not sure that they're safe. We're not sure how quickly they can go mass market.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're kind of stalling right now, trying to use these cash incentives, try to beat Lyft for right now, but they don't realize they have a growing problem right now with the satisfaction. And then you have the strike that's going on as well. And, I think they're going to have to tackle this issue sooner rather than later.
I think people forget that Uber and Lyft, it's not just that the riders are their constituency, but also equally the drivers. They are supposed to service both groups equally. So all this is important. I don't think that the strike will ruin the IPO, but this will have to be addressed soon enough.
Yeah.
Well, Adriana, we're going to keep watching this, especially tomorrow as Uber IPO is going to be a huge day. Thanks so much.
Thanks.